Blog show. Blog show.
Welcome to the Blog Show. I'm Jamie Mottram. This is Dan Steinberg, and we're going to do our level best to take you through the week in sports blogging.
Quickly. And we're going to start with, it's been a kind of a depressing week in sports, one of the more depressing weeks in recent memory. We're going to start with one of the most depressing stories of the week. It's a kind of a video clip, and we're going to just show it to you right off the bat.
Oh! And that painful video came from wearethepostmen.com, and it's painfully funny because it was on YouTube.
That's right, and maybe it wasn't actually from this past week since it was kind of snowy out and we are in the middle of the summer. But when I talked about all the depressing stories of this week, I actually wasn't talking about sledding accidents. I was talking more about something like this. Take a look.
Walk off, hey!
And we saw that one on Simon on Sports, and that was funny because he actually got up and walked away. It was not decapitated, despite how it looked.
It looked like a guillotine effect, but he survived, apparently. But actually, I really wasn't talking about the guillotine basketball dunk either. I was kind of talking about, among other things, the Michael Vick fiasco, kind of dominating the world of sports over the last week. And bloggers, as you might imagine, had their own kind of slant on the instance. One blog, Lion and Oil, actually noticed that a minor league baseball team was running a Michael Vick promotion. The name of the team, it's kind of long. It's the Long Beach Armada of Los Angeles, of California, of the United States of North America, including Barrow, Alaska. And sorry about that, but the franchise is actually running a promotion where if you bring a Michael Vick jersey to the gate, you can get in for free, and then they're going to destroy all the jerseys after the game.
And it's in Long Beach. How many Michael Vick jerseys and T-shirts are there out there in Long Beach? I mean, I guess Ron Mexico jerseys for those NFL fans with humor.
Right.
But really, and it's not just saying, it's not about Vick. It's not an attack on him. It's for the dogs. It's supportive for the dogs. There's plenty of dog-related activities going on there. Another supporter of dogs is the Smith blog, who is selling a T-shirt. Here's the ding for the Smith blog.
Thank you.
The shirt says "Neuter Vick," and they've brought it to our attention. It comes originally from a site with the domain name neutersickvick.com.
And actually, they're running a sale, which is nice. In case you wanted to buy in bulk quantities of the shirt, you get 25% off orders of 25 or more. And there's all kinds of Michael Vick shirts out in the blogosphere. I was just kind of scanning through Cafe Press, which isn't really a blog. I'll ding it anyhow. And I saw, shirts that say Kibbles and Vick, a shirt that says Con Vick, a shirt that says Michael Vick kills dogs and has herpes, which is kind of more of a factual.
Who's buying Neuter Vick shirts in bulk? 25 of them? I mean, these are demented people.
For like youth groups or whatever.
And don't lie, you weren't just searching through Cafe Press for the purposes of this show. That's where we get our wardrobe, strictly from cafepress.com.
Sometimes.
And also, another place we buy shirts from every now and again, I have a Sex Cannon shirt at home, is from KissingSusieColbert.net. And they sell the Vick indictment. And right off the top of the indictment, page 1 on the smokinggun.com said, Michael Vick, a.k.a. Ookie.
Right.
So they came out with the shirts. Free Ookie.
Right, and I guess it turned controversial because there's a toy company of some sort called Baby Emporio that was actually making a dog called the Ookie dog or something like that.
It was actually literally a baby doll.
Yeah, a baby
doll. Yeah.
So they kind of asked Kissing Susie Colbert to stop selling those shirts, and Kissing Susie Colbert politely declined the request.
Politely, I think they said suck walnuts.
Something like that. But the NFL actually is not letting people on NFL.com buy shirts with the name Ookie on the back. We saw that on the CNBC Biz blog.
But you can buy Pitbull. They have not banned the Pitbull jerseys. And also, interesting fact, you cannot buy a Randall Gay jersey because the word gay is banned by the NFL shop as well. Anyways, lots has been written about the situation, and some of the blogs have gotten creative with it. Our friends at Blog of Hilarity and Shout Fan have done some movie-themed posts about Vick. One is Scooby-Doo, an interview with Scooby-Doo with his feelings on the situation. Care to do a Scooby-Doo impression?
I can't really do an impression, but I kind of thought that Michael Vick would have gotten away with it if it wasn't for those rascally dog carcasses,
Swing and a miss. Number 2 from Shout Fan is they did Photoshop jobs on all these dog-related movie posters, and they got pretty creative. You can see all the screenshots from Beethoven, Turner and Hooch, Old Yeller, Lassie. I don't think any of them had happy endings.
And don't forget Epic Carnival, which saw this photograph of Epic Carnival. Saw this photograph of Michael Vick kind of signing a license plate, it looked like, that said, beware of Vick.
Yes, isn't it ironic? Well, this was a tough week in the world of sports. You had the NBA referee scandal, you had Vick, you had the Barry Bonds situation chasing down Hank Aaron. You also had some athletes with some run-ins with the law. Case in point, Scott Olson, the Marlins relief pitcher, got a Dewey, or DUI as they were, pulled over down there in Florida. And the quote, I think he said to the cop, is this legitimate, or is this the farcical quote?
This is a fake quote. Look, man, I'm just trying to live my life, okay? Just trying to live my life. I don't come trying to live your life. Don't try to come mine. And this was try to come live mine. And this was, of course, because he was running away from the police and resisting arrest.
And then also the NHL Stahl brothers had a Stahl brother bachelor party gone wrong, and 2 of them ended up in jail, I think, for yelling at some passerbys late at night in Minnesota. It had nothing on the Love Boat situation.
We saw these stories
I assure you.
Fan house with leather and just mugshots galore. Via Deadspin this week, we saw some shots from the smoking gun of people who seemed to get arrested in various sports apparel, different uniforms.
And there is some money shots there in the mugshot gallery. And it seemed to me that the guys in football jerseys looked like it was just like a tailgate gone wrong, perhaps. You know, like they went on a little bender, one-day bender. But the basketball fans looked more like maybe they'd been on like a week-long crack binge, hadn't showered or slept, perhaps.
Some of those people didn't look well. What kind of a jersey would you like to get arrested in if you had to be arrested in a sports jersey?
Well, I just got a Gilbert Arenas gold Wizards joint, so I mean, you want to look good going into the pen.
I thought Mark Brunell, just kind of like a change of pace. They wouldn't expect it, you know?
Burnell's a Bible thumper. He would not approve of that type of behavior.
I thought that was kind of like a surprise for the cops.
All right, moving right along, but still along the same lines of mugshots and felons, our buddies at bugsandcranks.com. They do good stuff like this, where they put together all-star teams of various ilk. This one is the Darryl Strawberry All-Stars, a whole team of convicted felons.
In the baseball world, of course.
Just baseball world only.
Including coaches. And I thought that some of these actually kind of were linked up to these previous stories that we've talked about. You ready for this? Kevin Mitchell, who was one of the outfielders on this felon all-star team, apparently Dwight Gooden kind of accused him of chopping off the head of his girlfriend's cat.
Yeah, he did. I don't know that was ever true, but Gooden did accuse him of that.
It's kind of animal cruelty, theoretically.
Right, and that ties one to the other. And also, this is a DC-based show, and you mentioned coaches are part of the Darryl Strawberry team. Also, general managers. Jim Bowden got the DUI last year during spring training.
That's right.
And he makes an appearance in the all
And don't forget relief pitcher Ugueth Urbina, I believe is how you pronounce it. Is that right? You know remember what his nickname is? Oogie.
Yeah,
similar
like
to Oogie. Yeah.
Free Oogie. And also the greatest athlete felon of all time, perhaps perhaps being a misnomer there, is O.J. Simpson. And on Kissing Susie Colbert,
I don't know if he's really a felon.
.net, we saw a video from. He's not a felon. Well, he should have been a felon. I mean, really, right?
It's not a legal show, Jamie.
Did he go through the due process? And he was innocent.
Anyhow, carry on.
He's a star of a new video game that we saw on KissingSusieColbert.net, and here's a video from the game.
Simpson gets the call again and gets the touchdown.
And the name of that team, of course, was the Assassins, and you could see kind of the knife-wielding assassin mask at the top. The name of the game was All-Pro 2K8, and in an attempt to kind of link this to the other depressing stories of this depressing sports week, I'd like to note that I think Barry Bonds is kind of a rooter for the Assassins because he likes the juice.
Nice one. Let's turn that frown upside down and share some good news from the week that was. Our friends at Fan House, my friends at Fan House, I don't know if you're good buddies with them or not, they shared the news that Serena Williams has posed nude for Jane Magazine. In their final issue of Jane Magazine, you're going to see Serena Williams' full back shot with a little flower underneath the valley.
Right, and yet again, I'm going to kind of link this to the depressing sports news. Are you ready? NBA referee Tim Donaghy, he's going to take the over. Get it?
Yeah, that was. I don't actually. You know what? I don't get it. Go ahead. Could you explain?
You know, she looks a little bit thick in that picture, and I think the over/under is what he was
betting
accused
on her weight.
Yeah, that's what.
What do you think
that
the
was
line
the implication? I don't know, $165, something like that.
Really? Well, she's thick.
Is that too high?
I mean, she looks pretty good in the photo. 165.
She's
perhaps
muscular.
If there's airbrushing.
She's muscular.
I'd go under.
Okay.
Anyways, enough about Serena Williams posing naked. Let's get to a topic that's near and dear to our hearts. No, not blogger fashion, but athlete hair. And Andrew Bogut debuted what may be the NBA's worst haircut, and that is, that's a pretty lofty title to gain, because you've got Drew Gooden with the ducktail that he sported all year, the little patch in the back of his head. Well, Bogut has an elongated patch coming down the back, almost like Eddie Murphy in Coming to America.
I think it's known as like a rat tail, right?
A rat tail would be like at the bottom, at the base of the neck, coming off of more hair. This is almost like a Hare Krishna.
Because I was going to say that Bogut could kind of challenge Donaghy for the title of biggest rat in the NBA, but no.
It still works. I mean, with this whole terrible week for sports theme that we've got going on here.
That's right.
Also, along the lines of hair, last week we talked about the American Mustache Institute's all-time greatest mustaches in sports, and you had some choice words for them, claiming that they were discriminating.
I accused them only having one blackface out of 12 athletes with mustaches, and they actually responded spontaneously. They wrote me an email. The executive director did, who said a mustache has no color, and he also kind of said that that's why he thought that it was ironic that someone like Keith Hernandez, someone like Clyde Frazier would actually use Just for Men to dye their mustache.
And the AMI guys are good at emailing, because hogshaven.com also picked up our story and said that Jason Campbell, Redskins quarterback, should be considered as a write-in ballot candidate for his mustache. AMI emailed Hogs Haven saying, quote, he would never be considered as he also sports hair on his chin, therefore his mustache is not delicious.
Yeah, the executive director, who is from Northern Virginia, Aaron Perlmutt, I think is his name, actually told me that that's one of the reasons they had trouble finding black faces with mustaches, because so many black athletes also have some chin hair.
Interesting. It's an educational blog show, folks. Well, we've gone through the week in blogs. We still have a few more tidbits to take care of here.
I'm going to do my cheese of the week, and trying once again to link it to the stories of the week. I'm going to, ready? This is a good one.
Blue cheese?
nah, this is complicated. But dogs made me think of Great Danes. Great Danes made me think of Denmark. Denmark made me think, of course, of Havarti. Go out and get some Havarti, and you can thinly slice it and put it on a sandwich.
That sounds delicious.
Yeah, it's yummy.
And if you have any cheese recommendations for Stein's, he is a connoisseur of artisanal cheeses after all, or tips for Blog Show, we'd love to share what you got out there. Send emails to blogshow@comcastsportsnet.com. And before we go, we'd like to send a special shout-out and blogger hugs to the DC Sports Blogger Happy Hour happening right now as at Bungalow Billiards. Is that correct?
Somewhere in Washington.
Somewhere in Washington. So shout-outs and blogger hugs to Unsilent Majority, Awful Announcing, George the Blog, Miss Chatter, Dan Lamont from Red Sox Monster, etc., etc., etc. Cheers. This YouTube clip of the week from You Been Blinded is for you.
A 31-year-old New York woman.
Holding up the game for this. We're not holding up the game.
We're on live TV, sir.
Fine.
Okay.
Shut the game.
We'll be at 30 seconds. Okay, thank you.
We're not holding up the game.
All right. The umpires are giving us a little heat here. Okay, we'll be done in about 30 seconds.
No, you won't. You'll be done now.
Okay, I'm going to get thrown out here on opening night.
Security, please.
They're calling.
Can we get security over here?
All right, they're cutting the lights. We got to go. They want us out of here.
Blog Show Wardrobe provided by 643nation.com and Anonymous Nationals fan.